People ask me this question all the time. Parents, students, other people who do what I do, helping students with these applications. What do these colleges want to see? And the answer is you. They want to see you. And here's how I know. Because actually last summer, I was at Yale for a wedding of a friend of mine. And there is a friend, a mutual friend of ours who was there, who's at the Yale admissions office. He works. And I asked him, I was like, hey, not trying to like get ahead or anything, but like, do you have any insight into what helps kids get into Yale? And he said, people that we want to have lunch with are the ones. So what I want to point out about that statement is that he did not say the most impressive people get in. He did not say the most glamorous people or the richest people or the poorest people or only people of color, only white people. He did not say that. It's none of those things. It's about showing yourself. So one of the reasons I talk so much about these supplement essays is because this is your opportunity to show yourself, this and the Common App essay. And I really want you to incorporate who you are, whether it's a lot of humor, whether it's how deeply you've thought about something really specific, or how much you love jazz band, or like how much you like baking cookies for your friends. Like those types of things really humanize you and show the admissions departments that you are a person, not a robot. And these days, with this process as competitive as it's ever been, it's most important that you show yourself. And what I tell my students is that what that means is probably a little bit more vulnerability than you're used to, and having to dig a little deeper than you've dug before into some of these topics and questions. And when people are choosing their essay topics, I say, okay, look, we are not here to re-traumatize ourselves. Okay. I don't want you to go so deep into something terrible that happened to you that like it keeps you up at night or makes you feel bad. That's like not what we're here to do. But if there is something that was really challenging for you in your life that you now have enough distance from that you can talk about, and it feels a little vulnerable, you might think nobody wants to hear about this. You might think, why is my experience special? Or nobody will care what I write about this. I would highly encourage you to write about that. That's probably gold right there. Sometimes my students are like, it makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up to write about this or talk about it. And I'm like, good. That means that we're in vulnerable territory. And that's where the real you is. And as you get older, you will see that these things that have happened to you that were maybe more or less pleasant, depending on what type of experience it was, these are things that shape who you are. And talking about them in a way that's honest and vulnerable is really a skill, and is something that's what these colleges want to see. I mean, they want to see if you can write well. They want to see if you've got good grades and can handle the workload. Yeah, for sure. But you're one application in a stack of thousands. How are you going to stand out? By being yourself, because you're the only version of you that exists. And a lot of my students try so hard to like be impressive, right? With the biggest words they can find and make it really complex and like, look how deeply I can think about these things. And I always reel them back from that, because that we can see right through it. People who have done this a lot can see right through it. These folks read these essays for a living, literally stacks of them every year. They can see right through it if you're just trying to impress them or like be cool. And what they love is a story about a human being and somebody that they want to say, I really want this person at my, because they're awesome. They're a good friend. They're studious. They work hard, and they're going to do really well here and take advantage of the resources at this school. We're going to give them a good education. So just keep that in mind. I know it's hard. It's probably something you didn't really want to hear, but it is really important. And the more vulnerable and truthful that you can be, the better your essay is going to be. I had a drama teacher at Yale once tell me, the more specific the experience, the more it relates to humanity as a whole. So if you're telling a really specific story about something that happened to you, the easier it is for me to be like, I totally get that. I totally understand where that person is coming from, because that makes it really human and easy. So I hope that's helpful. This question is really hard. Just be yourself and do your best. That's all you can ever ask. And that's all anybody should ever ask. Do your best and be yourself.